Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue once again, and now our review of Ghostbusters 2. And this is where, because 5 years after the first one was released, and literally because the setting of the film, it does say 5 years later. So, and the Ghostbusters, they went out of business, just they had other jobs. Like, even like, I remember, like, because, like, mostly, like, the Ghostbusters, all they're doing is just, like, being there at parties, And, like, even, like, say, I forget what, like, Egon's part is, but, like, what he's doing probably just, what he does, because he's a doctor and so on. But also, like, Venkman, he has his own show, I guess. And also 5 years later, because even Dana, has a child, so has a son, Oscar. And all of a sudden, because, like, something is happening with Oscar, and, like, some I guess has to do with the ghosts, I guess. And some of the, like, new, like, some of the characters, like, for example, because, like, with the return, of course, Lewis and Anna Potts' character, how is it, Janie, or is that how you say the name, or Jamie? No, there's no M in there.
Jamie.
It's Jane.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I spelled.
Excuse me for a minute.
Well, while you do that, because other characters in this, like, Peter McNull, I think that's how you say it. Like, he's a funny guy and such, and his part is, like, Dr. Jane Janos, or something like that. I don't know. Like, and that kind of accent, and, like, I guess, like, the head or something of this, like, museum or just something, and with the painting, that's one of the main things of this film, of,
You're talking about this guy, right?
Vigo. No, I'm talking about the name, because of Anna Potts' character's name.
Oh, Janine Mintz.
What?
Janine,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say.
Anna
And
Potts.
yes, yeah, and, of course, and I forget how it goes with, like, I gave this film not too long ago. I gave it a watch, but I forget what it is. Like, they're in court and such. The three guys, and for something that they were doing. Oh yeah, because it has to do with this goo and such that's roaming around the streets of New York, and then it has to do, I guess, with Vigo's doing. And finally, because, like, something does happen in court, like with the goo, like, rising up and such, and causing these two ghosts, these brothers, that I guess they were given the chair, and they're back, and, like, and it's up to the Ghostbusters to stop them.
Sure.
And I remember, like, as they were activating their packs, like, from Venkman to Ray, like, do, Ray, and then Egon goes, Egon. I don't know if you remember that part.
Instead of do, re, mi, do, re.
Fa, sol, la, ti, da.
Yeah, exact. Fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now they're back, the Ghostbusters. We're back. And, even with their car being redecorated, the Ecto-1. And you also realize that, you notice this, like, Slimer kind of being part of the Ghostbusters,
Right.
Even, like, say, the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters. Same thing with Slimer. So.
Sure.
Also, because I'm trying to remember, like, even because, like, Vigo wanting to, I guess, have the body of Dana's child, Oscar. And Vigo, if I recall, like, okay, the body performance of Vigo, William von Homburg, am I saying that right?
William von Homburg.
It was Vigo, like, right there, so.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Wilhelm von Homburg. Yes.
Wilhelm, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was the body and such of Vigo, while Max von Sydow, I recall, was the voice of Vigo.
Is it Cito or Sido?
I think it's no, say it again.
Is it Cito or Sido?
I think it's Sydow.
I think it's
Max
Sydow.
von Sydow, that sounds about right.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's the voice of Vigo, and I remember, like, one part is, like, you know what, this ghost, like, of this, like, nanny or something with a stroller, like, and Oscar's out in the window and such, and the ghost grabs the babies, and you also realize this, that Lewis and Janine, am I saying it right?
Yes,
Janine. There starts to be a love connection between them. Yeah, and Also, that one sequence where, hey, like the Ghostbusters, they bring the Statue of Liberty to life. with the with the goo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, New York.
Yeah.
Everybody
Sorry, my fault. Like stepping on a police car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you could say about Ghostbusters 2? Because you've been a bit quiet. I mean,
Well, I've been listening to what you're saying because it's been some time since I've seen this movie. The key.
yeah, because I'm the one who's mostly talking because I did, as I said, I did not too long ago give this a watch, but it's been a little while since you've seen the second one.
It has, but the standout for me was the Statue of Liberty scene. That was the big the big thing.
Yeah.
But it was. I remember when I saw it. I remember having the similar feelings as the first Ghostbusters. You're always over anticipating, trying not to over anticipate, thinking, is this going to be better or is it going to be worse? Or you just take it as it comes.
Exactly.
And it was a good film on its own.
Yes, it was. And the climax, like, oh yeah, even Lewis, he becomes a Ghostbuster.
Yes.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember he's trying to make his way to that building and such, and like he gets a ride on a bus. Slimer being the bus driver.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't know you had your driver's license. I think that's how Lewis says. And the fight, the Ghostbusters taking on Vigo, and even like at one point Vigo like kind of possessing Ray. No, I Ray, or just now Vigo, and trying to remember even like because the ending to it, like how do I put this? Well, all ends well, and the Vigo being defeated. Even the painting of Vigo changes, with the Ghostbusters being in it,
right,
and Oscar, and
which is cool.
And it does take place around New Year's, like the ending to it at least, as I recall.
Okay.
So that's yes, it does. Like I think it takes place. The ending to it and the climax, the final battle between Vigo, like takes place around New Year's Eve and such. And so that's what it is, and Ghostbusters 2, like because it was released, because both the first two Ghostbusters films being released in the 80s and Ghostbusters being released right before the 1980s ended.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and remember that there were going to be plans for a third Ghostbusters film.
Yes, we
we all know that, but that never came to be. One thing is, the idea for that was that, Ghostbusters 3 would be set the Ghostbusters would wind up in hell. But it was all canceled because of, it would have had a PG-13 rating.
Of course.
I don't think that wouldn't, well, let's face it, I think the next two Ghostbusters films, the 2016 and this one coming out, Afterlife, they have PG-13 ratings.
Right, they do.
Yeah, so, I don't know, like even maybe as of now, with the two Ghostbusters films, they would have had 13 ratings.
No.
Just about.
Yeah, should have.
Well, I don't know. But any last words to say on Ghostbusters 2?
No, it's just like I said, the memory I have of it left a good impression on me. I mean, there's nothing like the original,
No.
But this was a good sequel.
Even the sequel could not top off the first one.
Oh no. But you had the same,
same people,
people in it. So
and the same director.
Cast, so there's that formula that worked for it. But yeah, all of my recollections of Ghostbusters 2 and I have a stronger recollection for Ghostbusters, the first Ghostbusters, than I do the second one. But the second one did leave a good impression. And again, it's been a long time since I've seen it. But as you talked about it, things, memories being conjured up. So I will give it, and I will go ahead and give my rating on it because I know enough about it just based on it. I'm never going to give it 5 because unless certain circumstances. Yes. I'll give you an example. Star Wars, I would give the original Star Wars a 5, and I would give the Empire a 5. Empire Strikes Back, even though it's a sequel. In this case, I'm going to go with 4 stars instead of 5, because it was. I don't want to take anything away from it, but not quite the novelty. The novelty that was in the first one wasn't quite there on the second one.
Yeah, fair enough. So
4.5 out of 5
for Ghostbusters 2.
Yes,
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
Okay,
it's still good. So 7 out of 10 stars. And just to quickly mention this, like some other people that appeared, like Brian Doyle Murray appeared in this, and Ivan Reitman, the director of the first two, his son, who made an appearance,
Right.
it was at that party sequence. And, like, his like, interaction with Ray, like, my dad said you guys are full of crap, And, like, you just, you guys went out of business. That's, like, stuff like that,
Sure.
whatever. I can't vaguely remember what he says, and he's the one, and his son, Ivan Reitman's son, Jason Reitman, would be the director, of course, of the next Ghostbusters film coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The passing on the torch, like father and son, another another generation of the Reitmans, like, directing Ghostbusters. So, you get my point.
Sure.
So, and before we end this, like, I will say this, of course, the 2016 Ghostbusters film is on the way tomorrow. It's just gonna be me. What are your quick review and thoughts on the 2016 Ghostbusters film?
I enjoyed it. I
did?
really did. You and I went to see it. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I liked how they used Chris Hemsworth in it. He was kind of the posh boy, wearing the glasses and everything.
But he also had a bit of stupidness to him.
He did.
Yeah,
A little
and
bit of
the
awkwardness.
original Ghostbusters making cameos.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's all you got to say about the film. Like,
I really enjoyed
quick
it.
review and thoughts.
Well, I mean, it was
Again, quick review and thoughts, just
the
to wrap things up.
The Ghostbusters themselves being female and not male. I thought it was refreshing. Thought it was funny. The cast, it was a good cast. That movie, as far as a quick review goes, I'll give it a solid 4.
And some of the female Ghostbusters, they've been on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
There you go.
So I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5.
There you go. So okay, so there you go. You've had Little Blue's quick review and thoughts on Ghostbusters, and how did you rate that again?
For, the one we just did,
20. Well,
the 2016. I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, that's what you said. Like, So there you go. And stay tuned tomorrow for my review. It's just gonna be me. And for that, and with that, this has been our review of Ghostbusters 2. Any last words?
Must be off.
He says that for me. We hope you enjoyed our review of Ghostbusters 2. And until tomorrow of the review of the 2016 Ghostbusters film, we'll see you guys in the next video /review video. Take care and peace out.